Hey guys and dolls out there in YouTube land, your favorite little keto goofball Diamond back again with day 677, I think, of my ketogenic journey of going from a former adult BBW model down to a keto cutie. Is it working? Y'all have to tell me, because if I tell myself, people say I'm conceited, and I am, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to show you what I ate yesterday that was perfectly keto friendly that you should be able to eat too. And then I'll be right back with a chit chat and a weigh-in. And boy, do I have some things to tell you, because my youngin' back gave me a daggone heart attack yesterday. Anyway, check this out. Oh, don't forget to thumbs up if you love me. Subscribe if you're new to me, because I'm crazy and you'll love me eventually, or I'll come over there and make you. That ain't creepy or nothing, is it? Anyway, I'll see you in a minute, but don't forget that thumbs up button. Hey guys, so I'm finally breaking a 21-hour fast at almost 5 p.m. with 2 sausages, 2 pieces of cheese, and 3 eggs fried in butter. Kerrygold butter, not that it matters, but real butter. And I'm starving, so let's eat. Hey guys, so it's 10 p.m. 5 hours later, I'm having 2 small farmland ham steaks with 2 pieces of Swiss cheese melted in the center, a small side salad with lettuce, cheese, and ranch. So I also had a handful of pork rinds that I didn't show you, but they're on here. My totals calories were 1,470, 12 grams of carbohydrates, 120 grams of fat, and 86 grams of protein. So all in all, pretty good keto day. You won't believe this, I had forgotten to connect my website to Google. All this time it's been listed, but now it is fully connected to Google, and you can see all kinds of great things by going to ketodiamond.com or searching Keto Diamond on Google. Anthony, are you having fun watching TV with Uncle Brian? Are you having fun? Huh? You got Uncle Brian? Yeah, he's just fine with that, huh? What y'all watching? We don't know what that's called, but he's having a good time. Do you remember what you used to call me?
Noni.
Noni? You go around, Noni! Noni! Hey, what do we tell the people they ought to do for me?
Hit like and hit subscribe.
Subscribe. Can you take your hat back, please? My hair's bad enough as it is. Well, you guys, yesterday was kind of a traumatic day for us. It really was. It was all big, shocking, holy crap, instantaneous moments. So first, I'm going to go ahead and get to the chit-chat and the weigh-in, because, well, the weigh-in part of the chit-chat, because I've already shot this video one time and I didn't like it, and I left out some key things. So, yesterday, I weighed it at 190.4, and today I weighed it at 190.4. I do believe my weight would have went down, but I can't do number 2. Anytime I eat steak, which I did a few days ago, or even thick cuts of meat like pork chops or ribs, anything thicker like that, it takes it longer to break down and go through the body and be gone. So sometimes that clogs the pipes a little bit, as well as thick, heavy cuts of cheese like string cheese or baby bell cheese. These things just slow down the works. And I need to go. I just can't at the moment. So, you know. And sorry for the grossness, guys, but potty issues are part of diet issues. It just kind of goes hand in hand. And it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. So, it is what it is. And if you're having issues with constipation, I definitely recommend you check your foods. Are you eating thick cuts of meat or a lot of thick cheeses like string cheese and stuff? They could be your culprits, and it's something you can back off of. However, if you can have certain products on keto that I can't have, those will also help shoot things along. For those of you who don't know, and this is, I've actually heard this from you guys in other keto channels before, but those sugar-free gummy bears, them things ain't no joke, okay? They ain't. So my grandson wanted some gummy bears. And he has an issue where he holds it. And if you asked him, why don't you just go to the bathroom, he just tells you he doesn't want to. We've talked to the doctor about this, and apparently it's normal for some children to go through. Some kids just pretty much flat refuse, and they'll hold it as long as they possibly can, and things will get hard in there, and then they can't go. So he's had this issue before where we had to rush him to the hospital because he was screaming and crying with a stomach ache, and they gave us some stuff to help move things along. Which no longer seem to work for him. It's like a daily thing that you give him in his drink every day. I can't remember what it's called exactly. I do know it is a magnesium powder that goes into a drink though. And after a while for him it stopped working. Unless I want to give him too much, and I don't. So my mother was going to the grocery store yesterday. She asked if there's anything Zach needed, and I said, get him some sugar-free gummy bears, which she did. And the pack's $2. It's a $1 pack. It's funny, when they take sugar or something out of it, they charge you double. Who knows? But anyway, she bought them for him. And he enjoyed them. He ate the entire little pack. It's probably about 10, 15 gummies in a package. A couple hours later, he told me he thought he had been poisoned. And I was concerned. But since it was a tummy ache, I figured things were trying to move along in there. At 1 o'clock in the morning, that kid was in the bathroom destroying things. Okay, I bet he lost 5 pounds, at least. It was a lot. But he tends to build up until he's backed all the way up, and I'm trying to prevent that from happening to him. But it's hard when a lot of stuff don't work. So if you have that issue and you can have sugar-free candies, sugar-free gummy bears seems to clean out the pipes pretty good. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to tell y'all something. Of course, this is not keto related. It's family related. But it scared the living hell out of all of us yesterday. My mother will not walk with children in her arms because her eyesight is very poor and she's kind of klutzy anyway. So she told my daughter she was getting ready to leave and she was holding Anthony. So my daughter went and picked up Anthony from her. Now on the way over to get Anthony, she had stepped over Jake and then forgot that he was there. On her way back, she stumbled over Jake, tripped with Anthony in her arms, went forward towards my desk. Now, luckily, she had the presence of thought to turn her body, and she twisted herself pretty good, but she turned her body, and her back slammed into the corner of my desk. So she's got some deep tissue bruises and everything, and it scared the living hell out of Anthony. We were very positive he didn't hit his head, but when they finished landing, he was this far from my desk, the corner of my desk. And he was screaming. She's like, get Anthony, get Anthony. And I picked him up and tried to make him happy, but it had scared the hell out of him. But we checked his head and everything really good, but I seen him go down. I tried to catch, but could not. And I seen her hit that desk corner so hard with a very long portion of her back. Oh my goodness. She's got, like I said, some deep tissue bruising. She's got some regular bruising too, surface layer bruising. And she's all right. They're both all right. But of course she's sore. It hurts like hell. But she's okay. And I'm just so proud of her for twisting her body like that. Because I know it's hard when you're falling to not reach out or try to stop yourself. But there was no way she could do it. So she just turned and protected the baby. And y'all, I said his head was this far from the desk, but also about this much further from the side of him was my desk has metal handles, these square jetted out 1970 style steel handles. He was that far from that with his head. Heart attacks, y'all, okay? Seriously. So it scared me. But on, other news, I actually managed to pamper myself last night. So Princess Ninja had sent me some pampering items. But my hair has been doing something weird lately. So what she sent me wouldn't have worked for that. But I pampered myself in a different way. I have been looking for some stuff. Now, Dollar Tree usually has it. But the last 4 or 5 times I've been there looking for that specifically, they haven't had it. But I did find these at Walmart last night. It's the VO5 hot oil treatments. These suckers, I think they came out in the 80s. I'm not real sure, but that's when I remember hearing about them. Of course, I'm a child of the late 70s, early 80s. So I remember these. And every time I use them, they help the texture of my hair. I don't know if anybody else just has this issue, but once in a while my hair will get very, like, it will feel brittle, not necessarily break easier, but it will feel brittle. It will feel waxy. It'll get oilier faster, stuff like that. And if I do a hot oil treatment, that goes away for a while, months even. And it recommends to do it once a week, but that's silliness. But anyway, you can get 2 tubes of it for $1 at Dollar Tree, but at Wally World it was 2 tubes for $4, and I guess they're different brands. I'm not really sure. But I did take a moment to myself last night at about 3 a.m. I got 5 hours and 4 minutes of sleep last night because Zach was up really late, and then I was up really late, and I stayed up, took a shower, and done all that whole pampering thing. I wanted to do my nails, but it was in the middle of the night, so I could not. Hello. Hi, honey. I love you.
You have to do that in here?
Yeah. It's too loud in there.
Can you pause it?
Pausing for the calls. Videos in the bathroom has its pitfalls. Especially when you live in a house with a lot of people and only one bathroom. Then you have to wait for the toilet to stop running after they flush. So, yeah. Anyway, I get a lot of emails and even some of the comment requests. Yesterday I did have somebody ask me to talk about my first day on keto, how I prepared for keto and stuff like that. So I did a whole video on that. I'm going to either post that right before or right after that one. So if you love me, please go over there and watch that one too. It's very helpful to my channel, to help my channel grow, that it gets likes, watch time, minutes, stuff like that. It helps, even if you've heard the story. But if you're new to me, you're probably going to be interested in that. I tell a lot of the stuff that I know about keto and point out some other things. So, yeah. But I also get emails all the time. And one thing a lot of people are concerned about is like women like us, or even men, I suppose, who have families that are not keto. Because my family are on and off keto. So sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't, sometimes they try, sometimes they fail, and that's okay. But a lot of times folks are concerned that it's going to be very, very difficult to do keto when people around you are not. So you don't have to demand your family to do keto. Now, if you can get them to go that way, it'll be far more healthy for them, far better for them. But you can do keto successfully and just fine in a family full of nut jobs that have a ton of sweets in the house. Trust me, I know. Now, it won't be without its struggles, and it won't have moments of failure. One of my favorite foods is pizza, of course, and my grandson's other grandmother brings him home on Mondays with a pizza that he's not going to eat. He'll eat 1 or 2 slices, but the rest is just sitting in the kitchen. So, you know, that's a struggle for me, and I think a lot of people love pizza. Not everybody, of course, but a lot of people do. And I try to get it out of the house as quickly as I possibly can. Here, honey, have 2 slices. Zach, are you sure you don't want more pizza? Are you hungry yet, Zach? Do you want some more pizza? It's a constant thing. And then, of course, those Tostino pizzas, which I grew up on, that Zach enjoys eating. Mini corn dogs, different stuff like that. All day, every day, there is non-keto foods in my face. And I just have to be an adult, accept responsibility for myself, and say I'm not going to eat them. That does not mean I don't fail sometimes. That doesn't mean I don't struggle sometimes. Just like last week, my kids wanted to take me to a restaurant where they enjoyed the burgers and fries, and y'all know I went for that. So, and guys, we also don't have to look at it when our family wants us to try things with us. We do not have to look at them as sabotaging us or trying to derail us. My children know me, and they know that I might have a cheat meal, but I get back on track. And a lot of times these videos actually are the catalyst for helping me get back on track and holding me accountable. Because if I know I have to weigh in tomorrow and I have to tell y'all what I do, and that's one reason I'm very, very, very open and honest, because I don't want to lie to y'all, because if I start that, there's no reason for me to do keto. I mean, there are, don't get me wrong, but there's no reason for me to not have a week off and just tell y'all whatever. So I record my foods. I tell you what I weigh. If I mess up, I tell you, even when I don't want to, because it keeps me accountable. And it does, it's so helpful. So if you have vocal skills and you're doing keto, start you a channel It doesn't even have to be a big channel. It don't have to explode. Now I want to grow mine. I want to make this into a career because there's things I want out of life that I'm going to have a hard time getting otherwise. But I enjoy the company. I enjoy y'all's friendship. It's a community, a real kinship with you guys. And I love that. Even the ones of you who aren't doing keto, I would like you to do that, but do keto. But if you don't want to, I'm just glad to have you here with me. Your support means so much. You have no idea how much you keep me on track. If not for this channel, I probably would have quit a long time ago. And that would have been terrible for me, for my body, and for my life. So I'm so glad that I have this channel, that I have you guys. I cannot stress that enough. That you guys are much, much more to me than you can ever realize. You really are. And I'm not going to cry, I swear. I ain't going to do it. Nope. So anyway, if you need my help, I offer it for free for anybody. All you got to do is ask. You can ask in the comments, in an email. You can send me a Facebook friends request and a message. I answer everybody, okay? All that stuff's in the description. Just shout at me. I am pleased to help you. I honestly think it's kind of my calling. And I know it sounds crazy because y'all hear me say a lot that I used to be an adult BBW model. And part of what that means is that web models oftentimes will take photographs, have a website built, and put their photos on that website or join a website for photo sharing. I don't want to share my money. As an adult model, I didn't want to share my money. So I did everything myself. I tried being on somebody else's site and got ripped off. She kept all the money. And it was for my photographs. And since I was a professional photographer and since I'm not a clout pole, I'm not dingy at all, I built my own website for that. That way I didn't have to share my money with anybody. But anyway, I think that gave me the skills that I needed to start my Keto Diamond website, because I've already built one website, and yeah, it was like 10 or so years ago when I stopped running that website, but I know how to do it. So it was kind of like I was meant to have that skill set to do this. Crazy as it might sound, right? It really is. But I love helping people, and I find that is my calling in life. I want to help, and I want to help for free, because you ain't got to buy nothing. I don't give a damn what nobody else tells you. It's okay. Look, if you find a keto product you want and you want to purchase it, I'm all there with you. I don't mind it at all. But you don't need it, okay? Just don't confuse the two things. You don't need a starter kit. You don't need to buy a meal plan. You don't need none of that. It's just your groceries and your knowledge, and I got it all written out free for you on KetoDiamond.com. One word, go check it out. And I've got some before and after photos and all kinds of different stuff over there, so check it out. I write articles. So I want you guys to see this website because it's important to me. It's a big part of my heart and my soul, as well as these videos are, which I pour every bit of me into these. You can see that. I tell y'all every damn thing. Shit y'all don't even want to know. It's all over the internet. Hey, story time. This has nothing to do with keto, but it came up last night. So, a long time ago, we celebrated my husband's brother's 21st birthday on something we call the trestle, which is a train track a long ways out. Now, I'm night blind, so out there I could not see a thing. I knew he was on train tracks. I knew he was on a bridge, but that's pretty much all I knew. And I couldn't see jack. So we're out there, we're partying, and one of Brian's cousins had went to get some more beer, and this boy stands about 6 foot something, 6'5" or 6, and he's probably about 270 at the time, and wasn't very old. So he went to get some more beer. Teenagers, you know. But I was an adult though, close, I think. I'm not sure. I don't like beer anyway. It didn't matter. I was just there. But anyway, we were partying out there, and all of a sudden these cops just walk up out of nowhere. They didn't have their lights on, and they just walked up out of nowhere. And everybody hauls ass runs. So I go, my blind ass tries to hide in the woods. I didn't do such a good job. They spotted me like that. Probably because I have a bright blonde head, and they was flashing flashlights around, like, Blondie, come on up out of here. I'm like, shh. I was like, okay, can y'all flash that flashlight at the ground? Because I don't know where the hell I'm at, and I don't want to fall off no bridge. Pretty sure I was in the woods. So we get out there, and they got us all out in the, you know, the group and everything. And I'm sure some of them were still hiding out in the woods. But Brian's cousin decides to run up the railroad track like this. Choo, 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 choo. And the cops is like, who's that? And we tell them, and they turn off their flashlights, and they tell us all to be quiet. And as he gets closer, the cops turn around, shine their flashlight, and said, freeze. Philip goes, oh shit, and he just smacks the ground, man, just flat to his face. We all laughed. And then he was like, is this real? Are those really cops? Like, yeah, dude. It was hilarious. It's just the way he did it. Oh, boom. And then they made me drive my car out of the trestle. Men, my husband and his cousins had to pick up the car. Thank goodness it was a Mazda RX-7 two-seater. It was a really tiny car. They literally picked this car up and turned it around. And then I drove out of there, still couldn't see jack. I had my headlights on, but I couldn't see. And a rock, one of them big old railroad track rocks, kicked up and hit my fuel something or another, and all my gasoline went everywhere. It was a mess, y'all. But we was young and dumb. Good Lord, the things I did when I was young and dumb. That had nothing to do with keto. Hell, most of this probably didn't. But anyway, I thought I'd tell y'all that story. Much love to you guys and dolls. If you need my help, it's down below. And get a Keto Kitty t-shirt. I love you guys. Bye, y'all.